So our topic is abortion, and more specifically, Don Marquis' take on abortion and why it is wrong. So, Don Marquis wrote Why Abortion is Immoral to discuss why he is against abortion. In order to prove he is right, he first explains why it is wrong to kill, which he says is when we are taking away someone's chance at a future like ours, or flow. There are 4 aspects of flow: experiences, enjoyment, activities, and projects. Experiences are someone's thoughts or something as simple as feeling the sun on your face. Enjoyments are the little pleasures like eating good food or listening to a good song. Our activities are like going to the store, playing outside, running a marathon. And projects are the big things like raising your kids to be good people, helping to improve your community, finishing school, etc. And are important whether we finish them or not. A person has to have at least one of these or the possibility of having one of these in order to have flow. So if as a fetus we cannot prove it has any of these except activities, i.e. kicking and moving after quickening. But one is enough. Also, remember, it isn't just if they have flow at the time, but if they have the possibility of flow. So a fetus has the possibility to experience all of these things if they are allowed to live. So a fetus has flow, and therefore it is wrong to kill them. So first off, what are your feelings on abortion, like general?
Personally, I'm not for abortions unless it's like a life or death situation. But aside from that, I'm pretty much against it.
Okay, so I'll give you a few examples on why someone might have an abortion. You can tell me if you think it's an acceptable reason.
Okay.
So the first one would be if someone wants to go on a trip or a vacation, but they're too far along their pregnancy to fly.
That's honestly just selfish. If you had something planned, you could have planned better by using contraceptives or birth control than being pregnant with a baby when you know the outcome of having sex.
They just don't want to be pregnant.
And don't have sex.
Using abortion as birth control.
That's not birth control. If you don't want to have a child, don't have sex, or at least be on birth control.
They can't afford a child, and they're unable to give it up for adoption due to state laws.
If knowing your situation and the circumstances that come along with it, then you should also, take responsibility for those actions. So I don't feel like that would be a valid reason to have an abortion either.
In the case of incest.
You really just shouldn't even be doing that. But yeah, that's definitely not an acceptable reason to get an abortion.
If the pregnancy occurs due to rape or sexual assault.
I feel like, me personally, if it were me, I would probably do an alternative as far as like adoption. But if I were the victim, then I can't say I wouldn't completely, because I'm not in that situation. So honestly, I feel like that is an acceptable reason if that's what they feel they need to do.
What about if the baby has a rare genetic disorder?
Honestly, it just depends on life expectancy and if they can live with it, whether or not I would.
The fetus has a severe disability.
If they're still able to live, I feel like there's a fighting chance then not to do it.
The fetus has a severe addiction to drugs.
The mother should not be doing drugs, because then the baby would not have a severe addiction to drugs.
The fetus has anencephaly.
With that, I know they basically don't live more than a few minutes or even a day after birth. So that honestly just depends on what the mom wants for closure. If she wants to meet the baby and go through with it and then experience the loss that way, then I wouldn't be opposed to it. But if they chose to terminate the pregnancy because of that, I wouldn't judge them either.
What if the mother finds out that carrying the child could cause her medical risk to her?
If it's only a risk, I would take the risk until it became an actual like risk to my life, I guess.
Now, what about if continuing on with the pregnancy would most likely kill the mother?
Then I have 3 children personally, so honestly, I'd probably have to terminate my pregnancy if that were the case.
Why do you feel this way about abortion? Is it because of the way you're brought up by family, religion, education?
I don't feel like really my upbringing has a lot to do with that because I have had family members that have had abortions. Honestly, just becoming a mom at such a young age, I mean, that was one reason why I'm opposed to abortions, because I took responsibility for my actions. As far as abortion overall, I personally wouldn't do it unless it was like life altering, meaning I could die, or the baby's gonna die, or we're both gonna die, or the rape situation. But aside from that, I just feel like, I don't know, being in the situation I've been in as a teen mom, I just think there's no excuse for abortions.
Was there ever a time when you believed that like having an abortion was perfectly fine?
I don't ever think it's perfectly fine, like I said, unless it's the case that the fetus would die right at birth, or the mother's gonna die furthering her pregnancy.
Do you think there's any circumstances that could change your mind? Like any of the circumstances you said were not okay that you think were okay? Like, do you think there's anything that could change your mind on any of it?
The only thing that could change my mind is putting me in that situation, and the only situation would be me having to choose my life over the baby, because I do have 3 children. Aside from that, no.
Is there any reason that you would support a friend or family member in getting one?
For the same reasons, if it was going to kill them, or if their baby had something like anencephaly and the baby was going to die right at birth. Aside from that,